Hey everyone, I'm Vicki Murphy. I am a Jira Align specialist with Valiantus, which is a Platinum Solutions partner with Atlassian. And in this video, I will be breaking down the updates to Jira Align with the release of version 11.11. This version was released to Jira Align instances on the continuous release track, typically your test or dev environment, on April 25th, 2025. And it will be released to production instances on May 9th, 2025. So with that, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off, Atlassian has released the beta version of their roadmap experience, and this will only be released to sandbox instances at this time for you as admins and users to test out, provide feedback to Atlassian, and start to update any of your internal training and documentation. You can find this enabled under really any of the tiers of scale, but on the left-hand side here, there are now two roadmaps experiences, as you'll see. So the new one is what we're going to be reviewing today. There are permissions for this that I will show in just a moment for admins, though in our instance, it did seem to enable itself with the release of this version. Let's go ahead and take a tour of this updated experience. First, you'll notice that the interface is very familiar. It very closely resembles the plans and timeline functionality of Jira, just another step that Atlassian is taking towards bringing the experiences of all of their tools on their platform closer together. Overall, I will say I personally find the new experience a little bit more intuitive. Previously, in the old roadmap experience, which you can still view in your instances if you need, we did have multiple timeline options. So you could choose to view the timeline here, or the roadmap really, by PI and sprint, or by calendar month and date. And this is bringing it together in really just one view. So you will see we are able to view this as a typical calendar view. Under my camera here, you can actually choose to talk the scale of your roadmap here in between weeks, months, and 3 months currently. And then below that, we can also see the PIs here. And so now we can start to see where our program increments really do fall within a calendar year. If we click on these, it will not only highlight the PI duration on our roadmap, which we can scroll towards the bottom here to view a little bit better, but it will open up the program increment over on the right for any changes that need to be made. That also brings me to the duration bars here. So again, in the previous experience, we had a couple different timeline option views. With this singular view, these duration bars are going to work specifically off of that target start initiation date and target due date for our work items. Here we are able to hover over the roadmap duration bar, and off to the right, you can see the specific due date and start date along with the duration in months and days here. Currently, we are not able to interact with these duration bars. We are not able to drag and drop them. We were able to do that in the previous roadmap experience, so I expect that will be added in future iterations of this new experience. All right, we do have a couple of controls up here at the top right. So we are able to choose between our top three work items, so themes, epics, and features. If you have capabilities enabled, you should see those as well. And also some objectives, so our portfolio and program objectives can be viewed on the roadmap as well. We are able to choose between a specific solution if you have those enabled, as well as the primary program if we want to filter the roadmap here. Additional filters at this time include being able to view all programs and also filtering on state. Again, expecting Atlassian to make iterations on this while we're just in the beta version here. Over on the far right, we can choose columns. This is where we can add in specific specific fields here, such as the date fields. Again, not much interaction at this time. And then under view settings here, we can choose how we want to sort the roadmap. We can choose to view all program increments or just visible ones. This will match the PI selected in the navigation panel over here on the left-hand side. As I mentioned, Atlassian is soliciting feedback for the roadmap view. I believe that will be mostly through either your advisory services representative or through the support portal at this time. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the permissions around this new view. So if you are an admin, you can go back to the admin settings and to the roles. In here, we'll just choose this one. Under the portfolio solution and program layers, you will see there's this roadmaps new toggle. So this is how you can toggle that new experience on and off. Keep in mind, this is just in your sandbox environment, as well as you do still have access to the old roadmap experience. So if you want people to be able to toggle between the two to help provide that feedback, you are able to do so. All right, now let's talk about an update to the navigation of Jira Align. So Atlassian has released their new hierarchy selector, which is up here in the top navigation bar. So previously, we would have seen a drop-down menu for enterprise, portfolio, programs, teams. Now this is all collapsed under one drop-down, where we will see that full hierarchy. This is bringing back a little bit of the legacy navigation of Jira Align if you used it prior to the new experience that we have now. Here we can see all of the portfolios, of course, that we have access to view. We can expand those to see all of the programs, and we can expand those to see all of the individual teams. You'll notice as I hover over any of these, I am able to press this little save button. That does move the specific team to the save tab here, where we can quickly access teams that we might need to jump to frequently. If we go back here, each of these we are able to select to jump us to that specific team area. The enterprise at the top here is also a selector to jump you to the strategy or enterprise tier. At the top, we are also able to search. So I can search for any of the teams from enterprise all the way down to the agile teams in the tool. And I can also click on recent here to view anything that I might have recently clicked on. All right, admins are able to opt into this configuration at this time, both in your sandbox as well as your production environment. So to do that, you can again go back to the admin settings. This time we'll go on the left-hand side down to the platform settings. Oops, up here. Then we will click the General tab, and here we have Enable Team Hierarchy Navigation. This will be set to no. It is not going to automatically turn this feature on for you at this time. So you can choose to set this to yes. Be sure to press Save Settings and log out and log back in to view the new navigation. My recommendation is to enable this in your test environment, do any testing, provide feedback to Atlassian, update your change management materials, your training, your announcements, whatever that might be for your organization, and then choose when you want to roll this out to your end users. Let's go ahead and jump back to the portfolio tab here, and I'm going to jump into the objective hub. Atlassian has fully rolled out their new objectives panel. Atlassian has set the improved objectives details panel as the default for all users. Now, this setting has been available for some time in the tool. So you may have already been experiencing this, but if you haven't, this is what the new objectives panel looks like. It has all of the same fields and all of the same functionality as the legacy experience, but it's just organizing the fields in a little bit more of a logical way and giving us a new UI. So here we have different sections. So our typical title and description. We have our hierarchy information here. Our dates information is all in one place. So our PI, our anchor sprints, our start and due date. Is this blocked? The people involved, so the owner and any contributors, notes and other fields down here at the left. And over here on the right, we have our objective score. Here's where we can not only see our key results, we can expand these to see more information, as well as add new ones right here. And then we also have any of our aligned work items. So if you have a specific work item like an epic, a dependency, a risk, impediments, etc., you are able to visualize those here as well. And speaking of work items, another addition to the portfolio tier objectives specifically is that we are able to add in a specific theme as well. The legacy view of objectives is still available, so you can actually click the three dots in the top and switch to legacy view. This will be fully removed in version 11.13, so it's 2 releases away. All right, let's go ahead and jump and view our themes here. So several releases ago, Atlassian did update the description editor for the feature work item in Jira Align, and now they are bringing that to the two other work items. The description field for themes, epics, and capabilities has been upgraded to the Atlassian editor. Previously, we saw this update for features specifically a few releases ago, but now we will be able to use the rich text editing, including features like adding tables, adding code snippets, adding info panels, hero info panels in tables as well, to our themes, epics, and capabilities. This will be available on all themes, both existing ones in your system and new ones, and it will be added to any new epics and capabilities for organizations who are connecting Jira Align to Jira. If you are connecting Jira Align to Azure DevOps, you will not be able to use this for your epics and capabilities. Another update to this description field is the ability to add in smart links. So this is another ability to bring the Atlassian platform closer together. If you have Atlassian Guard selected as your authentication method in Jira Align, you will now be able to not just paste a smart link like this, but here you would be able to toggle between the different visualizations. So here you can view it as a link, or you could view it as a card. Again, if you have Guard set up, this would provide information from that smart link, not just from Jira Align, but from the other Atlassian tools as well. All right, jumping to the program level for an update to the average process flow cycle time. So this will be on under reports here, and it will be the process flow cycle time here. In this report at the top here, we do have this average time and process flow, and the calculation to gather this information has been updated. Previously, this value included all items assigned to any step in the flow, and Atlassian has adjusted the calculation to only include items in the final step, indicating that they actually have been completed. The new calculation considers the total number of days completed items spent in the process flow and then divides it by the number of completed items. This offers a more accurate representation of the average duration items take to proceed through the flow or the average time and process flow. Great. And our last update in the tool is back to the admin settings, specifically for connecting enterprise insights. So under this setting here, Enterprise Insights allows you to connect your Jira Align data to a BI tool of your choice, including Atlassian Analytics. Now in this page, if we were to launch the setup wizard here and get started with setting this up, we are going to see some warnings about connecting to Atlassian Analytics, because to connect Enterprise Insights and Atlassian Analytics, we actually need to be in the Analytics app, not from Jira Align. So just some updates here and a link to how you can actually set up Enterprise Insights as a data source for analytics. All right, let's jump over to the slides for the final updates. All right, a couple of upcoming updates, both for the next version of Jira Align 11.12, starting with the removal of the value engineering functionality. This will include the removal of both the value engineering fields on the value tab of work items and the value engineering report. As always, I encourage you to capture any of the necessary data from these modules before they are fully removed, again, in the next version of Jira Align. This functionality did move to end of support a couple of releases ago. And lastly, also in version 11.12, the deprecation of the Jira Align API tokens, specifically when you have guard set to the authentication method for Jira Align. When you utilize guard as your authentication method, you will have access to the Atlassian API tokens, which offer enhanced security features such as auditing, revoking, and blocking of API tokens. And so we and Atlassian recommend that you switch to these as soon as possible to prevent any disruptions in your integrations. And that is all for this release of Jira Align. Thank you very much.